Good morning, children. Welcome back to social session. Children, yesterday we have learnt about the Penugolu, a village on the hills. So, the Koyas and the Kondaridis who live on the hills and what kind of lifestyle they follow, we try to understand a little bit. Today, we shall understand about the back garden which they develop at the back of their houses, and apart from that, the collection of the minor forest produce and the drinking water facilities in Penugolu. So, shall we go to Penugolu once again? So, when we visited Penugolu, there are bamboo fences, neatly fenced bamboo fences are found in the back side and front side of the house. And we have noticed that it was quite unlike the story of stony and sloping agricultural and rocky surfaces which we have found in the plateau region. And this backyard provided space for a good kitchen garden. The items required for the kitchen, they can be easily grown there. That's called as a kitchen garden. It's a new word for you children, kitchen garden. So it's a kitchen garden. At the back space, they cultivate a few vegetables and some tubers which are required for the kitchen. And they have planted in this small plot, they have planted different kinds of vegetables like beans, gourd, and even chilies. And fences had climbers like pumpkin. You know what are the climbers? What are climbers? See, when you put seed here, it keeps on climbing. If there is a fence you put here, it climbs onto it. Another fence here, it climbs onto it. So, just like a pumpkin, have you seen pumpkin tree? It's a climber. So, apart from that, they also cultivated beans and gourd, bottle gourd, and even bottle gourd is also a climber tree. A climber, and bitter gourd, different kinds of gourds, vegetables they have grown, and at times poultry was also kept under these fences, and some of them even rear goats, sheep, and some of them also rear dogs, like pets, they even rear the dogs. So, coming to the minor forest produce, why we need to talk about the minor forest produce? Minor in the sense little forest produce. The produce which is available in the forest is called as a minor forest produce. So, when they have vegetables to eat, what is the necessity to depend upon these minor forest produce? The reason is the vegetables which are grown in the back garden is not sufficient for them throughout the year. That's the reason they depend even upon the minor forest produce. So, we realized that when we spoke to those villagers of Penugolu, we realized that the grains and these gourds which are cultivated at the backyard is not sufficient for the families to survive throughout the year. As a result, they also collect the minor forest produce. Hence, what happens is the collection of the forest produce becomes a must, and even hunting also plays very important role. Collection of the forest produce and sometimes hunting also they do it in order to lead a livelihood. So, the forest is a great source of storehouse. It's a great source of storehouse where they find number of medicinal plants, number of edible oils and edible fruits. So, they find many kinds of food which is a substitute for them in the times of starvation and in the times where their backyard cannot provide them the necessary vegetables. So, the people in this village depend upon the forest produce, and throughout the year the tribal calendar is marked by various seasons of various edible fruits. In each season, in different seasons, different kinds of fruits are available. Are the mangoes available in rainy season? No. In the same way, in the forest also, their calendar is marked with different kinds of seasons, and in the different seasons they find different kinds of edible fruits in the forest. Apart from that, for any illness and for either for human beings or for the animals, they also have the long knowledge of medicinal herbs which will be treated as remedies. They collect these medicinal herbs, the leaves and other kind of medicinal herbs they collect in order to treat these illnesses, and they work as a very good remedies also. Except and even Ayurveda is also born from these forest medicinal herbs only. The Indian medicine Ayurveda is also born from the same thing. and except for few months during and after the harvest, tribal women and children are engaged in collection of these edible foods from the forest. The two important forest products or producers which they collect is, one is honey, the other one is bamboo. So they collect bamboo is nothing but the bamboo shoots, they collect them, not bamboo. So bamboo shoots which they eat. So these are the two important forest producers they collect. And in order to collect honey, they have a single pole, and with the help of that single pole, they collect the honey. And wild honey, you know it will be very tasty. Not our Dabur honey I am talking about, or Patanjali honey. I am talking about the wild honey which you really without any processing, which you collect raw, which you collect from the forest, will be very tasty. And they what they do is the tender bamboo shoots called as karikomulu. The two important forest producers are, one is honey, the other one is bamboo shoots. These two are the important thing, and honey is collected with the help of a single pole, whereas the bamboo shoots, they climb onto the bamboo bushes, and the edges of these bamboo bushes, there will be bamboo shoots. They cut them, they remove the leaves, they sharpen those leaves and they remove them, and then they cook. Those bamboo shoots is a very delicious dish for them. So these are the, and we call them as karikomulu. In the language of Penugolu people, they call it as karikomulu, and it is very delicious. And the another important source of food for the families is juice from the palm tree. Have you ever tasted that one? We call it as white water, kallu or thati kallu. So the white water is also an important thing, but it is available only in the months of summer. So that is a juice of palm trees, not about the date palms I am talking about. I am talking about the juice which comes from the palm leaves. So that's the thati. And men do work more than the women, and they do work related to the cattle rearing and agriculture. Women and children are generally engaged in the collection of the forest produce and on the forest basket weaving. So these wild date palm leaves, they dry them under the sun shade and they weave the baskets, isn't it? The palm leaf baskets are available in the market, so they sell them in the nearby market also. Sometimes the forest products are sold in the nearby market, that is called as Santa. Santa means weekly market is called as Santa. It's a weekly market. And all the products which they prepare throughout the week, they come to Santa and they sell them. Especially the seeds, mahua seeds are brought in order to sell, and the money what they get, they spend it on purchasing the basic things like clothes, because clothes are not available in the forest. So those clothes they purchase with the money they get by selling these forest products in the Santa. Santa is nothing but a weekly market. Every village has a weekly market. Generally in our city, if you look at this is a Raitu Bazaar, but whereas in Parkal there is a Sunday market, whereas in Narsampet we have Tuesday market. So those are called as Santas, and Wednesday is at Komala market. And likewise these weekly Santas will be held in the nearby mandals, where the nearby villagers can come and sell their products or either purchase the products required for a week. And coming to the drinking water facility in the area, children, as they stand, as they are located above the hill, it is not easy to dig the well. Is it possible to dig the well and drink water? No, because it is a rocky surface, they cannot dig. They are located above the sea level. The groundwater is not easy for them. But the thing is, streams, natural springs are present on the hills, which will, these streams will go and join into the river, like the stream which we have discussed in the class under the lesson called as rain and rivers, how the rivers form. These small streams will join and form as a river. Even river Godavari, river Krishna has taken birth as a small stream. And now we are discussing about Penugolu, which is located in Bhupalpally district. These streams will join into the river Godavari and Shabari. And while we are climbing onto Penugolu, we also have seen one waterfall, Bogota waterfall. which is located on the river Godavari. So these streams allow them to get the water throughout the year. But sometimes, you know it very well, children, in the summer season they also dry up, and this Penugolu gets the water from a distance of 30 minutes walk from their village. Only after walking for 30 minutes they get the water, and it is not nearby. That is a local spring which is present, and that spring may also get dried up in the peak summer season. So there is a scarcity of drinking water in Penugolu. The government hasn't provided any drinking water facility for them. Unlike in Penamakuru as well as in the Dokuru, we have seen some kind of drinking water schemes were brought to their villages. It may be the Mission Bhagirathi in Dokur or the coastal water supply in the Penmakuru. But whereas in the hilly regions, this is not possible as sea level, as the location is above the sea level. So this is how we can learn about the drinking water facility present in the Penugolu. And tomorrow we shall learn about the bamboo, the houses and inhabitations present there, and the customs about their way of wearing a dress. So these all things we shall learn in the next class, children. Thank you.